Now, one of these smaller changes that you'll never find up at the top of the list of new features for this software is changing parameters. Now, I know you all know the parameters dialog in the current software, this list of numbers that you remember the first time you used the software and saw this and just, what is this? Where do these apply to? What do the numbers mean? I know advanced training spends a lot of time running through these numbers. What do they mean? How do we use them? Now take a look at setting parameters in the new software. First of all, we're separated into groups. Right now it's crowns, inlays, onlays, and veneers. Of course, there will be different restoration types later as the software grows and as the in-lab software comes into play. But click on the restoration type that you'd like to switch parameters for, and look at this interface. This is just great. You see it a cross-section of a restoration, of a sample restoration. Now, why don't you grab the slider and just change the spacer. Watch what happens. You actually see the spacer under this crown change size, change thickness, and you see, okay, well, this is where my adhesive is going to go. Now, what about margin thickness? What does margin thickness, what does this fortification mean? Grab this slider, just change the value, and actually watch what happens on your crown. Now, this applies to any of the parameters you reset, whether it be the minimal thickness, or if you're doing an inlay, you might want to change the adhesive gap. And just adhesive gap, that's a great example. A lot of people have trouble grasping what exactly am I setting here? What part of my inlay restoration does this apply to? Now, this visual feedback just goes a very large step to imagining, oh, okay, this is how I seal this margin. So setting parameters has become much easier. It's very intuitive to just grab that slider and rake it to the right or left. And you have visual feedback about everything you're setting. Also, some of the rules that you have to memorize now, that the adhesive gap, for example, cannot be larger than the spacer. You'll see that the software takes care of that for you. Set your spacer to 50 and try to set your adhesive gap to 100. You'll see you get kind of a red warning, and that visual feedback, it's not possible to set the adhesive gap that high. Now, this is just the kind of small thing, like I said, that won't be heading any lists on any brochures, but will make your everyday experience with the cad-cam software much easier. It's going to be even more fun than it was in the past, and we have even more changes coming up for you.